Yo, yo, what's good, everybody? Uh, my name is Ian Walker. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Um, if you can hear me just fine, please shoot me a thumbs up in the chat, please. I'm streaming. I found it the other day. Let me do this here really quick. Turn down this music here so you guys can hear me more. The other day, I had some technical difficulties in regards to my streaming. So, I uh, had to go around. I had to find a workaround. So as you guys can see up here, probably in the upper left, you guys see powered by StreamYard. It was the craziest thing. I had to download some new drivers and all of that, and my computer for some reason wouldn't recognize the new NVIDIA drivers. So that was super annoying. And so I couldn't upgrade it through OBS. So OBS wouldn't allow me to stream, it wouldn't allow me to record, it wouldn't allow me to do nothing. So I had to figure a workaround, and that workaround ended up being here on StreamYard, which I was using before, but I don't know why. I just all of a sudden popped up. Hey, let me see if StreamYard will let me do it. And here we are, people. So that was Monday. Today is Thursday, and today is some streaming, chilling sketch. Dean Walker. As you guys can see here, this is one of the maps that I have drawn for my campaign. Tonight, I'm going to be focusing on doing some art for an adventure module that I'm putting together. Um, that is actually going to be a free product because I do want to give it out and show it to you guys. Hopefully, you guys will like it and appreciate it. This is the setting. This map here that I created earlier today and started on is the adventure setting for that particular module, which is part of an even bigger story and a bigger universe and world that I've homebrewed and put together. This world is called Ixalan, and it is inhabited by the Itzani, which are a group of humans that have come from the infinities, that have traveled from a destroyed and derelict Earth and traveled through the Infinitus Rift and have reached and found this planet. There's a whole lot more to it. Whole lot more to it. Oh my God! Maybe one day if I get the time and I'm focused enough, I could put together a whole, a whole book or something. I don't know, but I'm putting together the module to see how it works out. See if you guys like it. If you guys are interested in learning more and seeing how it plays. But so tonight I am going to be working on. I'm going to get right into the stream. Don't want to be doing so much blabbing and talking about useless things. But I put up a poll earlier today on my Instagram, which, by the way, I want to say thank you to all the new followers and everything who have shown up on my Instagram. That's the primary way I communicate with people. I use both my art accounts, ID Walker Art and Rising Legends, and also ID Walker Fine Art. So those of you who have been following, new followers, old followers that have been liking and applauding my content, I really appreciate that. And yeah, thank you. I hope you guys stay patient with me and will continue to enjoy the comment. Anyway, as I was saying, I made a poll today about what you guys wanted to see tonight. I said, what do you want to see me work on during the stream? I had the choice of doing a dungeon, doing design character design, or a world map. So I was already working on the world map on my own. If you guys chose world map, I was just going to finish this up. But that's not what y'all wanted. You guys voted for a dungeon. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make the dungeon for my other homebrew world, which takes place in the universe that I'm creating for the adventure module. But I just want to show off Italan real quick. This is a work in progress. There's going to be more done soon. This is done on Procreate, in case anybody's wondering. Using my iPad Pro with the program called Procreate. You only pay for it once, and it's yours for life. It's a wonderful, wonderful app. It is pretty much industry standard at this point, and so that's what I primarily use when I'm not using I'm not doing things traditionally. Generally, when I do my maps, I do like to do them traditionally. If ever I end up doing commissions and things of that nature, I will most likely, do it traditionally. So that's just to let you guys know that's how that'll be. Okay. But so with that being said, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to go ahead and start a new canvas here. I like to work on 300 DPI, a 12 by 18 canvas on CMYK. Um, yeah. So what I'm going to do here, so you guys get to watch my process of how I go about creating a dungeon. So the layers that I work on, how I do all of that. Now, I'm gonna be as entertaining as I can. I'm gonna try to explain things as they go through. That little mosquito's going on there. Try to be as entertaining as I can. But one thing I'm definitely doing when I stream is art education. I want to help you guys, learn more about the world or learn more about my art process, whatever it is. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please, please, please do not hesitate to ask. You're not distracting me. It's not a bother. Don't worry about that. Okay, just go ahead, put them up in the chats. I'm on StreamYard, so it should show um, it should show the chats there. So if you guys can do me a favor, those of you that are on Twitch, if you guys can throw me a thumbs up, a greeting, say hi, yeah, or something, that would be wonderful. If anybody's watching on the YouTubes, throw me a thumbs up, a yeah, or something like that as well in the comments, in the chat. That way, that was something I could thank you properly. Thank you properly. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Um, so what this is working on right now. I like to first when I start something, go ahead and first rename this here as notes. Whenever I make a dungeon or something like that, I like to have a notes layer, and then put that notes layer and drive that above like here. Okay. So anything that I draw on here that I write down as far as my notes are concerned, I can just, keep that off. So this is Poseidon's Trove. Change this. Let me see. I before E, except after C. Poseidon's Trove. This is on Planet Terra Laran. So Planet Terra Laran is my homebrew world. Okay. Put that right there so I know what I'm working on. Okay. So let's have some fun with this. Now, I've never drawn this dungeon before, so pretty much what I'm doing here is a bit of world building, if you will. So, in fact, if possible, I would love to get some of you guys' help on here. Not help, but, maybe you guys can help create this dungeon for me. Not for me, with me. Let me go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to bring up Twitch on my phone just because I want to make sure that I'm popping up right on here. This piece, man. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. So just in case it don't show up in the StreamYard, I can see the Twitch chat over here too. Anyway, so Poseidon's Trove is not where Poseidon lives. That's what I was trying to explain to my wife earlier today. She's like, "Oh, this Little Mermaid's dad live there?" I'm like, "No, baby, you don't live there. That's not how that goes, Mama." It was pretty funny. All right. So with these notes here, what I like to do is I like to kind of go all out and just be like, okay, what's the purpose of the dungeon? This is more of an exploration dungeon. Oops, okay. Okay. We're gonna say that this dungeon was left by, if I was to roll some dice right now, you know what? Let's do something. I'm gonna ask Siri on my phone to roll dice. People don't know this, but you can ask Siri to roll dice. So all y'all out there who play RPGs, y'all got a phone, you can ask Google Assistant or you can ask Siri to roll dice for you, and it'll roll it for you. So actually, I'm gonna do that really quick here. Hey Siri, roll a 1d4.
Okay, 1 this time.
Oh, she said okay, 1 this time. She wants it to be 1. I don't want it to be 1. I want it to be oh dear. Oh dear. I want it to be a 2-level dungeon. I'm gonna make it a 2-level dungeon. Okay. So because this is a 2-level dungeon, okay. You know, this is an underwater dungeon as well. So those who have good swim speed, so good for swimmers, or those that can breathe, that's the benefits for them. So there's going to be obviously be some advantages for them being here. Okay. What reason was this dungeon made? What was the reason behind it? It's off this low power mode. What was the reason? The reason this dungeon was made, I was going to think off top. So this dungeon is made. Okay, so Terra Laran is my homebrew world. The Serpent Circle is one of the major guilds and corporations on the planet. They have their sticky little fingers in every single thing you can imagine. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to say that this is it's not a stronghold, but more of a hiding place made by Circle. So we know that the underground caverns is something that was created to kind of deter people from going into and trying to find out the dungeon. Okay, so there's definitely going to be some secret areas. Okay, we're going to have of course we're going to have traps, because traps are going to be something that don't want the circle don't want people getting in their stuff. We're going to have some classic traps, you know, archaic classic traps, and we're also going to have some tech traps as well. Okay. All right. So that's what we're going to work with. Okay. All right. So that seems pretty good to me. Okay. I'm going to work with that. So now that we got the notes down, let me go ahead and resize this again. Okay, give myself some room. So we got all this canvas that I can work with now. So now on the second layer, I will go in and start to kind of lay out some general shapes of what I want to do. And now my computer, I like to do some, I like to, look at some references and things like that. Okay. One of the things I'm going to be learning how to teach myself how to do down the line is our isometric maps. So maybe once I get this all done, I'm going to do do an isometric dungeon version of this. I think that'd be dope. Yeah, you guys think that'd be dope? I think it'd be dope. All right. So I'm on Pinterest here. I'm getting some inspiration here. So let's see here. So we're going to say the top level of the dungeon is going to be more shallow. They've dug into, that's going to be more of the stuff that's on the sea level kind of. So we'll go and have that be more of the ocean part, and I think that might be more fun to do and come up with. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and draw out some like some general shapes of what that could look like there. And these aren't final stuff, you know. This is gonna be a chunky dungeon, baby. Okay. All right. We like that. I like that. What do you guys think? All right. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Uh, it's been fun. No, I was playing. I'm corny, dude. Okay. All right. So this is the overall dungeon shape. Okay. I like to always separate out my layers. Then I like to go ahead and bring down the shapes there. So this is underwater. So we're gonna have a lot of coral. We're gonna have a lot of rock. I think I want to have a lot of rock formations in here. Okay. So down here is where I'm gonna have a lot of those formations here. There. Okay. And up here on the bulk parts are going to be a lot of just because it's an ocean floor, so there's going to be a lot of just rocks and things like that. I do want I think I'm going to column in here like so. Okay. So we know that this goes out right here. Okay. Walkway here. We're going to do like that. I'm going to have a column here in the middle. Again, guys, if anybody's watching, please feel free to ask me any questions if you have any comments or things like that. Okay. Make sure you gotta put in more rocks in here. Now this is going to be cool because this is like it's like another something that's underneath like another pool that leads, who knows? Okay. The cave details in here, like that. Do the little squiggles just to show that there's water here. Okay. These are going to be a lot of these places here, these columns that I'm putting up, are going to be good because they're going to provide a lot of cover. This is going to be a place that I would say probably has a lot of difficult terrain. It's going to be quite treacherous, if you will. A treacherous map. I think on the sides here, I want to have these like these walls here that are very narrow to get through. It's not a matter of just getting everybody through here, but so whether you're floating or swimming through, it's going to be, you know, it's not going to be easy, people. It's not going to be easy, man. Okay. And who knows? I might, who knows if I'll be able to get through this dungeon tonight. Okay. See that? I'm putting stuff in the right area. So, am I giving away something? I might. That's okay. This is the top surface level. So in this area, people who are exploring this might be asking themselves, why did the Serpent Circle choose this specific area to put their wares? Maybe is there something in here that they felt that made this place more safer than others? What was their line of thinking when they came up with this? I'm gonna have the entrance. I neglected to. There we go. Neglected to put in an entrance. Okay, so I like these walls here. These multi-tiered walls that give that, I want to say, sediment, kind of like the stacked slated, rocks or whatever. Kind of like that. So that's what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna continue on with that. That's gonna go around the dungeon like so. Okay. One with the columns up here. So I have an idea of how I want these rooms to go. So there's going to be a kind of a difficult area to get through, but you'll still be able to. Players should be able to get through it just fine. Now, when I create my maps, I'm not going to put all the assets and everything on this one, only because I could say later on maybe a DM gets a hold of this map. I don't want them to be beholden to what I put on here. I mean, they could take this map and use it for anything else that they might find that they want to use it for. So I don't want to put in elements in my map that's going to make a DM feel stuck, like they have to use what I put on here. I don't know. I just don't think that would be cool to do. If you guys feel free to use it as you want to use it, that's fine. But I just feel like it needs to have one of those things. So even though this is a place where the Serpent Circle is stashing their things, I'm not necessarily going to put those things in here. Well, I will for the sake of because this particular map is not necessarily going into the adventure module. It might be something that I add on the side or whatever. Might be a map that I use and have for use in the book. In a book, if I decide to put together a book down the line. Okay. All right. So we got a general idea and direction of what everything's going to look like. Go back to the notes. Okay, so these are my notes that looks like there. So this is the first stage of my, I will actually put one here. Rough sketch. Okay. So I am going to put that there like that. Now what I like to do now in this area, let's see here, I'm going to rename this red sketch. All right. So now that I have a general idea of how I want this to look, or how it's going to look, I then kind of go back in here. I go back into Pinterest, kind of look for anything that might be of more use or benefit. But at times when you're doing environment type battle maps, it just is what it is. You know, sometimes there's just nothing more that you can add. Sometimes doing more can actually uh, hinder what, you know, or hold up the map in its own way. So sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes it just is what it is, and that's okay too. That is okay too. Okay. All right. So we're done with this stage here. So again, I like to bring down the opacity here. At this point, I'm going to take off the notes. I'm going to rename this pencils. Okay. I'm going to now go in and change the color of the pencil to black. Just make sure it's good. Okay. I like this pencil. Hope this is inspirational for you people that are looking at this. Maybe you can, I don't know, maybe I could do something with this down the line, huh? Okay. So now I'm just going to go in with my pencil here and pretty much draw in everything. This map's going to be a trip, boy. Okay. I don't like the color of this pencil. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trace the outline. In these stages, when you're penciling everything in, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Let me go ahead and take some of this red off, actually. Right. Because in this part, I'm going to be you don't got to worry about this because you're going to be going back in with the pencil. I mean, with the pen, and solidifying the shapes even more. So I wouldn't trip on the look of everything here. So if it's still a little sketchy, just let it go. Okay, just let it go. Any mistakes you make in this area of the drawing, let it go. And the reason why I say that is because it does add texture to what you're drawing, and it adds character. So that's perfectly fine. It's okay. Besides, this is just a guide also. That's another thing people tend to forget. It's a guide. So it doesn't have to be done exactly, but that same overall shape, I will say, probably should be followed. But you'll still have enough freedom to do what you want, and any changes that you want to make later on, you can do that with no issues as well. Okay. So looking at the clock, I've been streaming so far for about 45 minutes. For me to make a map like this generally takes probably saying around 3 to 4 hours sometimes. Um, and this is doing it digitally. If I was doing it traditionally, it takes me about maybe 7 or 8 hours if I'm just focusing and concentrating on doing the map and nothing else. I like to work fast, and when I'm focused, I'm able to do that. Okay, there's that shape of the dungeon there, so we can actually turn that off. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do another. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to rename this pencils 2, and I'm going to start now bringing in the red sketch and incorporating some of these wall elements here. And what we could do with that is just see. At first, I was going to just do little sections like before, but I'm not gonna do that. I am going to work smarter, not harder, and simply sketch around the parts here. And stop where I come up across these many columns that I might come upon. This can be any shape I want, which is awesome. So you see what I'm doing here is going back over it. See? Here. Right. I want to have 3 layers there. Because it's coming from a top-down view, I think I want the top to show a few more layers than the bottom layer. Okay. And you already see how the walls here are coming together. Now, when I ink this, I'm going to need to be very precise with everything. I'm already anticipating and can tell that this one's going to take me a minute to do. And this is just this is just um, the top level of this dungeon. So going all the way around here. So as I mentioned before, those of you that are just maybe coming in, this dungeon is for one of my role-playing settings, one of the adventure settings that I'm putting together. And this is one of the areas in this game that I'm hoping that you guys will like. This is crazy. I've been at this thing for like 45 minutes, and I've only been able to get just a little bit. I got the shape down, all of that. It's going to be very important when I go back in to ink this that I'm staying true to the course that I'm putting on here, because otherwise, if I get too wonky with it, it's just going to be a hot mess. I feel like if I don't get it right, you know what I mean? Okay, so these are nice cool multi-level walls. That sediment coming down. You kind of see that on the edge of these walls here, which I'm actually enjoying looking at right now. So those of you watching, if you're wondering how to do a sedimented like ocean wall, here you go. Scribbles galore. Okay. Again, I have 2 or 3 levels shown here on the top, 2 at the bottom. Again, not wanting to add into the three-dimensionality of everything. Gonna do that wall here as well. Okay. Okay, that looks good. There's the walls there. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Look at it. Look at it. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna bring back up this here. So now I'm gonna start working in the details. You know, another thing you might want to consider putting in here too is some uh, like kelp stuff. This is a deep water deal, so I'm gonna go in and put in some kelp too, some details. Here. And some rocks. Get some rocks, man. So, Now just kind of putting some, I like to call it putting some steak on mine there. I'm going to put a little bit of rocks on this environment too. Yeah, gotta go through some. Okay. It's starting to look a little good. Starting to look pretty good. It's just some pencil stages. Let me take off the red. See how that looks. Looks decent. Once I get into the, it's all right. Once I get into the, excuse me. Once I get into the inking stage, you're going to see a lot more things being pronounced. I like to just go wherever the pencils take me. Let's go ahead and start with this rock formation here. And if ever you're having trouble trying to differentiate, like when you're looking top down, I like to place things on that surface, on that area, because it solidifies its position and location. Okay. Some rocks here. thinking maybe I will get to, what do you guys think? Pencils? I mean the beginning ink stage? Who knows? I know I'm not going to move on until I feel like I'm satisfied with it, that's for sure. Let me back this up real quick. Video settings, 4K. DPI, cancel. That's not where I want to go. I'm trying to find the adjustment for edit drawing guide. Here we go. So grid size 170 pixels. This is not the size I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go. Done. Done. Huge stinking dungeon. Okay. Why is this? Grid isometric perspective, grid size, opacity. Oh, I turned opacity down by accident. Okay. Huge dungeonion. Okay. If each space is about 5 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and a half feet, it's a big area. So this is a massive dungeon. It's called Poseidon's Trove for a reason. The Serpent Circle chose this place for a reason. And if you explore it, you'll see why. Let's continue on. Let's turn that off. This drawing guide is what I use. Actually, let me bring that back up, guys. This drawing guide, if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see. You know, it doesn't show up on the camera. But, point of reference, there are these. There are these squares here. And they allow me to make perfect squares. And with this one, I'm debating whether or not I do want to use the T-square method, whether I want to use a dot method to kind of accentuate the design of the dungeon, the look of the dungeon, or whatever. But I digress. I will get to that when I'm ready. Oh, excuse me. I didn't hang in there, bro. You got this, man. You got another output play. Let me go ahead and start on this side here. Now I'm kind of making something up along here. See, I almost forgot what kind of thing I was drawing. Okay. I'm like adding another level here. Just kind of gives an upper level here. So with each square here that I have, got another little thing here. Why? Because I think it would look cool. Okay. Alright, another area down here. This here, I just had an idea for something here that would be cool. Right in here, I could have like some sort of airflow trap of some kind. Let's get these here rocks. Making it hard for anyone to get through. Let me turn off this draw system. I don't need to go anymore. Not right now. So, if any of you that are watching my stream right now are interested in the process, I'm going to keep this up on Instagram. Not on Instagram. On Twitch only for a while. But ask me any questions you might have about how this may all work. Ask me any questions on Instagram. Leave me a shout. Leave me a tell. Shoot me an instant message. Whatever you want to do. And I will get back to you on that and answer any question you might have regarding. Make this a little thicker here. Map making, how I go about it, whatever. Let's see here. So I'm broadening these line strokes so that everything will look more uniform when I put it in. And besides, this is a lake bed that's going into something else, so we want to make sure that it has all the things that it needs on it. Okay. Just go with the sedimented walls here. Wait a few minutes. Use a bathroom. I'm gonna have to mute you guys for in a little bit, let you guys listen to some sounds about Jazz Blues. Jazz, aka electro punk, electro pop, electro whatever. You know what I mean. Let's put some more rocks and stuff in. Gonna put these little hopefully somebody will appreciate it. In my gang here, you guys are gonna meet some interesting fellows if you follow along with the campaign story. Okay. I'm thinking this is all I can do. So yes, going over it again in pencil is going to be a little challenging. I mean, I've done, let's see here. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break to the bathroom. I'm going to leave the stream right here real fast. Okay, and I will be right back. What if you don't? What if you find? Okay. Welcome back, everybody. All right. I want to add another. This is going to be so cool when it's done. I have the feeling it's going to be really cool. This is my favorite jam on this Maxo album. Okay. Let's see if we can insert some coral pieces in here, man. There's some bubbles on the outside of this. Okay. I don't want to put too much coral on this piece. All right. So I am satisfied with that. With this. I mean, this thing is chock full of think of what you can chock full of. You heard? Um, so let's go ahead and just always go back to my references just in case. All right, so we got another 30 minutes left here. Pencils. So without the pencils here, this looks amazing. Let's go ahead and put this drawing guide on there to give us an idea of what we're going to be looking at. Again, you guys can't see it. I can, but y'all can't. I can, but you can't. It's okay. It's okay. So now is going to come the very meticulous and darn near tedious job of the here of the inks. Inking is going to be not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm looking forward to this too much. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the drawing guide here. Okay. So where do I want to start at? I'm gonna do here. Start. Start my pen pressure because what I'm gonna do. Okay, I think I like that. So again, gonna go with my shape. My first initial shape here. The wall. And this is a point where I will need to be very careful and do my lines correctly here. And this is going to be important because if I decide I want to go ahead and color this, the lines are going to have to be perfect. They're going to have to be really on point here. Let's go back. Like on my focus right now with this map, with this part, because you got to get the shape right. Now this, I'm probably gonna end up finishing this tomorrow. Um, doing that. I'm thinking on Monday, for Monday's stream, I'm going to create some paper miniatures of some characters and create some assets for everybody here. That will go good along with this adventure module. Okay, we're almost there with the outline. I need to make sure that when I get done, I need to write the notes on what I used here. Ooh, almost done. Getting close, real close. So I'm going to be working on this adventure module, coming out with some new content on the daily with on Instagram. I have an idea of something that I'm going to be putting together that I'm going to announce soon when it is completed. I don't want to talk about it now because I have a bad habit of whenever I talk about something, it never happens. You know, something gets in the way or, whatever the case may be. I have all the, well, you know, good intentions of the world to do it, but something always gets in the way. So before I announce it, I would like to already have it done. So I'm going to keep it under wraps. But got a lot of things going on when it comes to map making and things like that. If you guys are wanting to learn how to do that, you can always come to these Twitch it. Come here to Twitch. Um, I will show you how to do that. When you guys watching me on these here right now, we'll kind of give you the step by step of my method of going through and creating a battle map or dungeon or whatever is springing up in my mind. So I want to provide that to you, and I want to provide some value to my content. that you guys will be more than happy to use. Okay, all right, so that looks good there. Let's go back to the notes here. I'm gonna bring those up. This is the technical pen that says $15.2. All right, so 20 more minutes left in the stream tonight, guys. I will be calling it after that. I will more than likely also finish up this dungeon before next week's episode. This is too cool. This is too cool. I'm so far, I'm getting to be real impressed with what's going on here. We'll bring this down to 12. Let's see if this is good. Okay. And then down here we got this. Okay. I'll use the same for both all the. There we go. Trying to make sure I got all the all the spots here. All right. Okay. Top level of Poseidon's cave is coming out very nicely. Now this. Okay. So what I'm gonna do first about these rocks here. Fighting with these rock formations here. Oh man, this is gonna be a lot. That's okay. So like, oh my god, what have I gotten myself into? Oh man, very detailed map though. There's a lot of cover, crazy little things to get into. Man, this is gonna be long and drawn out. Okay. Okay. So this is the start of my map, Poseidon's Cove. I'm just gonna keep it like this here. Um, so I hope you guys were able to get some insight on how I go about doing my battle map. So I'm gonna finish this one up uh, tomorrow and doing that there. So just kind of a quick recap to do that. Every time I make a dungeon, I have to map out a few things. And one of the what type of dungeon it is. It is an exploration. I mean, most dungeons are exploration dungeons, um, but this one is strictly for exploration. Um, so that means this can have a number of traps. It can have any number of just natural, something that kind of throws a curveball at everything. Okay, so that is a possibility here. I rolled a dice on 1d4 to see if it would be between 1 and 4 levels. It said 1. So my thing is two levels, especially in an environment like this that is 100% underwater. I thought that maybe having a 2-level dungeon would be a good idea. So we'll do this here for the second pencil at 10%. Okay. Always write down your notes here if you have Procreate. No, that's why you should have some notes there. So the next one, like I said, it's underwater. So those are people who are good, like water genasi or any kind of amphibian. In my game, I do have a race, called the Tiberan. These are pretty much humanoid with animalistic features and characteristics. Think Zootopia, but cooler, with fantasy and sci-fi melded in. That's what you're looking at here. And these, it could be possible someone that has a crazy swim speed, like has amphibious genes or something like that, or fish, or turtle. They're going to have natural swimming speeds that's going to make them faster than the average person. So this is that type of cave for them. Or those who breathe underwater will not be hampered by movement or anything else while underwater. The reason why this place exists is important. You want to stay away from the trap of creating a dungeon well, you can't create one just because, but I always feel like dungeons, uh, I make better dungeons when I know the purpose behind them, what purpose they're going to serve in my world. So in this case, it's a hiding place that was created by the Serpent Circle. They found an underground cave system, which had its own wonders and things of its own, but decided to do work and dig and make it 2 levels. And you know here we are. Okay. Um, what is going to be contained in the dungeon? In this case, it's going to be secret areas. You have classic traps. You have tech traps. Of course, you're going to have some encounters in here. That's going to be solely dependent on the GM. Should they decide they want to add something else to this, okay, that wasn't in it the first time. They have that liberty, that freedom to do so. Inside of the adventure module, though, there will be a clear outline of what you know of what this whole case is involved and what they'll be doing in it and all of that. Okay, so when you got that done, you have the overall shape of everything. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let me see here. This is fun. I always enjoy these. We're gonna do the full-on playback video. Okay, and go. All right. So here's where I wrote down all the information: exploration, how many levels, what type. I mapped out the shapes here and the general aspects of the dungeon here. So the rough shape was first. Then I went in with some details. Again, staying very rough with the red here. And this is that rough sketch. Now I moved on to pencils. Again, outlining the rough shape of the dungeon, outlining those walls with the sediment tiered, and then going in with the details a little bit more with the rock columns, things that'll cover fire for any reason, things like that. Having a secret room and then deciding to create extra things here kind of allowed me to give it more depth. and actually creating that area there on the lower left gave me the idea for an air trap that I'm going to work on. Okay, so I'm putting in more details here, kelp, coral, things like that, and then moving on finally to the pen here. Want to make sure I wrote some notes of what I used here. Okay, and then doing a little bit here. All right. So there that is. I will be putting this again. This is going to be possibly be a dungeon in the adventure module that I'm coming up with. And if it is, you'll see it all completed in its glory there. Yeah, the plan's to get it done tomorrow. Got most of the day to do that, so I'm going to take advantage. All right, you guys. So with that being said, I'm going to stop it here for tonight. Okay. Appreciate you guys all coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Again, so for you, those of you who are new to my channels, I'm on Instagram at ID Walker Art and Rising Legends Podcast. Rising Legends Podcast is my D&D art channel and also my tabletop gaming channel as well. So I'll play some board games. You may see me do some board game stuff, tabletop game stuff on there, but I mostly will be showing off all of my D&D art related artwork there. My ID Walker art is where I have my comic art, my cartoon art, things of that nature. ID Walker fine art is where I have my paintings. So yeah, be sure to follow me there. Always feel free to leave questions, comments, concerns, all of that with me. I don't bite. I'm on Instagram mostly, so that's where you're gonna find me. To be honest with you, if you want to get a hold of me, it's gonna be Instagram. Okay. Leave me a comment, send me a DM, and I will most definitely, more than likely, I'm gonna be answering back on there. Okay. If there's some things that you want to learn, also leave that information with me as well. I'm gonna do that there. Right now, like I said, I have here the information regarding um, regarding this dungeon here. But if you have questions or something that maybe you missed that you didn't quite understand, again, leave that with me. Okay. So I thank you guys so much. I hope you guys are learning. I hope you guys are learning stuff as I'm doing it. I try to post regularly on Instagram, at least twice a day, so that we'll have some decent content on the page and some consistent content. So that's going to continue. And so I hope you guys continue to enjoy that. Be sure you tell your friends about my account, things like that. And yeah, that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so very much for hanging out with me tonight. If you're watching me um, after the stream tonight, so that means either on YouTube or the after show on a rerun on Twitch. I want to say thank you very much for sticking around and watching me do all this sort of stuff. I'm going to continue doing it forward, and so I will see you guys next Monday. We're probably getting into some character design and make some paper minis or something like that, and have some fun. Okay, guys. So I will catch you guys on Monday night. Again, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. That's going to be 9 o'clock East Coast, 6 o'clock West Coast. And that's it. You guys have a great evening. Be good to each other. Stay safe. All right. Have a good one.